I'm Roger Urbaniak. Today we're going to be talking about, in our outdoor adventure series, we're going to be talking about tennis, pickleball, and basically outdoor racket sports, and what you need to do to get involved in them, and how it works. When I first came out to Seattle many years ago, I had just started to play tennis, and I wanted to use tennis as, when I came to Seattle, as a way to meet people. And the way I did it was I would just go up to Volunteer Park, or ultimately to Lower Green Lake tennis courts, and just show up with my tennis racket, and a can of balls with me, sit on a bench. And if I saw somebody else that looked like they didn't have a partner, I'd say, "Hey, you want to hit some tennis balls?" And we would start hitting balls back and forth, and eventually we started playing games. And the tennis courts, basically, this is a public court, that we're talking about. No charge. You just go, show up, and if there's nobody on the court, go ahead and feel free to use it. And you have rules like, if somebody's waiting, you try not to play more than one set. As soon as you finish a set, then the next person gets to take it. But other than that, it's the most inexpensive, one of the most inexpensive sports that you can take up. I mean, it's a lot cheaper than a round of golf or that type of thing. You just show up and use, occasionally your tennis balls wear out, or your racket needs to be restrung or something like that. So as it moves into wintertime or it's raining, you have other public options. There are covered courts. The ones I use, Robbinswood, or over in Bellevue, or Amy Yee Tennis Center. I think Bellevue has 3 different indoor courts. Seattle has Seattle Tennis Club, etc. That you can pay a fee and play on these public courts. Basically, I am part of a men's doubles group, and I pay like $11 or $12 per hour and a half session at either Robbinswood or Amy Yee. And the Parks Department, or Robbinswood or Amy Yee, puts together groups to play with. I mean, the one that I play with over at Amy Yee, there's like 16 guys show up. We take 4 courts, and we rotate around to play with a different person each set. And it's all kind of pre-organized by the members that do that sort of thing. And I play like once or twice a week, and it's just a fabulous way of staying in shape. I mean, a couple of the guys that I played with 2 summers ago were over 90 years old and still out there playing tennis. I mean, it's just a fabulous thing that inexpensive, healthy, and that sort of thing. So sometimes the other thing that you can do, sometimes my knees would get a little bit sore for tennis, or, it was becoming a little too strenuous. So I decided I'd take up racquetball. And there's a lot of different racquetball courts around. In fact, you can use the same tennis courts. If you look in the Parks and Rec manual, they'll say, okay, our public courts are available for racquetball playing. And basically, you try not to use 1 out of 3 courts to racquetball, so the other 2 are reserved for tennis. Now, the public courts, you can actually pay a fee to the Parks and Recreation and reserve a court. If you say, okay, I got a group of guys that every Friday at 1 o'clock wants to play, and make sure that they've got a court, a very nominal fee through the Parks Department to help support their program. And you can reserve courts. And the same with, the indoor courts. You can pay a fee to, reserve them. And as you get into it more and more, I mean, there's tournaments, and there's, as you get better. But the basic thing is get into the sport. It's a great way of meeting people. Racquetball, for example, when I play over at the YMCA, they've got like 3 courts going on, so there's like 12 people going on, and there's usually 20 people show up. So we line up chairs, and it's a great way to socialize. You get to meet the people that you're, waiting to get on to play with. You're just sitting there for 3 or 4 minutes, maybe and you show up just all you have to do is show up with a paddle. Actually, you don't even need that. I mean, at the YMCA, they've got free paddles that you just loaners, that you use, and they provide the balls, and it's just a neat deal. So consider a racquetball sport as a way of getting yourself outdoors. You either play indoor like at the Y, or outdoors on the outdoor tennis courts. But a lot of fun, and it's going to keep you in shape. Just one more excuse to get outdoors.